Welcome, everybody, to Sasha and Goff live recorded. I'm Sasha.
And I'm Goff.
And we are here for the pregame of World War III. Thanks, everybody, for joining us on this beautiful Sunday. We're actually recording at the halftime of the Indiana Pacers Oklahoma City Thunder game, Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Goff, did you know that was happening at all?
I did know that was happening. I figured I would just get the results from you. So basketball goes pretty quick, so the game might be over before we are.
Yeah, I heard this. The coach of the Pacers was mad because they're in Oklahoma City for Game 7, and the coach of the Pacers, Rick Carlisle, when he got there, he saw that they had already painted the double-decker buses for the Oklahoma City championship.
Ooh.
And so he brought that up to his players and all that stuff. But then their best player, Tyrese Halliburton, he hit 3 threes early on in the game. Like within the first 5 minutes of the game, he's starting on fire, and then he got injured, and I don't think he's coming back.
I was gonna say, didn't he get injured the other day? So
he did, and now it's even worse. He was almost in tears, and the team huddled around him and stuff. It's still a close game. It's a good game, but we've got more important stuff. Why are we back on Zoom this week?
I know.
What is happening? This I apologize again. Zoom this week, potentially even Zoom next week. And if we do Zoom next week, we got to call it the last Zoom show that we do.
We do. And I just want you guys to know this isn't us falling off as a podcast. This isn't oh, no. This is just circumstantial. We don't like doing the Zoom meetings like this, but we have to just to keep the podcast going because I don't like missing weeks. So, we will be back in person hopefully in the next week or two.
And we're lying. It's Google Meets. It's not Zoom. MEATS. And also the reason why we're doing this is because mostly because my dog had surgery. I talked about it a little bit last week. This weekend we had to take her in again. She had fluid in her chest, and we had to get it drained and all that stuff. So, little known fact: when Goff comes over, my dog she loves Goff so much that she freaks out nonstop. And so we're trying not to have that happen. And then also we had our air conditioning was out. Now we think it's fixed. You'll be the judge, I guess, whenever you come back.
Even when your air conditioning does work, I'm still sweating profusely.
Yeah. So thank you guys for putting up with the Zoom and the poor editing that I do on that. It was my birthday this week. How about that?
Yeah. 44? You old son of a bitch. 43, right? 43. I'm the old one. I'm 44.
Yeah, you're an old man.
Yeah.
I got a checklist of things that I want to go through. I don't know how much we can talk about any of them. Some of them are just little things here and there. Some of them are plugs. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. My goal for this episode is for it not to be 90 minutes. All right?
Ready? That sounds like a great goal.
All right. First and foremost, Megan got mad at me 6 weeks ago, or whenever we did our top books. Remember that episode?
Yeah, that was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, so last week I was supposed to remember to say it, and I totally forgot. I said that she read something like 56 books last year. She read 100, and she wanted everybody who listens to this to know that she read 100 books. And so I said, first things first, I'm going to talk about Callie and the Indiana Pacers, and then I will talk about these books. So she read 100 books in a year, which me and you have read ever, probably, total combined of all time. Second, sasaandgoffmerch.com. It's up, Daddy. It is up.
Baby.
Shout out to we made a sale. It's over. We are now on the money train to success. Thank you guys. Good luck. I know a lot of the logos, some of them look the same, some of them look weird, but that's the best I could do with AI. So I will continue to try and make new ones and keep adding stuff up there. If you want a bra and panties with Goff's cartoon face on it, you let me know. I can get that done.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever it is. Do you need a candle with my face on it? Yeah, we'll do it. It's just
when you're asking me for ideas, like what kind of stuff I wanted, I was thinking like maybe hats. I don't know like how many of our fans, if any fans, I hate to say fans, I should just say friends, or people who have nothing better to do for an hour every Tuesday night.
I was gonna say I call all my friends my fans. Yeah,
my fans. Yeah, I call my family my fans. But yeah, no, it's interesting when you're just like, what do you want with a logo on it? It's like, I don't know, keychains.
Or nothing. Maybe they don't want anything at all. But if they do want it, sasaandgoffmerch.com is up. Also, this upcoming Saturday is the Billy Joe Travis Memorial Crockett Cup Tag Team Golf Invitational Championship 5, the 5th annual one of these bad boys. I believe we have 10 people confirmed, which is going to be a new record for people, which means we only have 2 spots available. So if anybody wants to join us, I'm not naming names, I'm not doing anything. You got to confirm with me. Call our voicemail, 1-727-266-6469. That's 1-Sasha-666-469. Or just like text one of us or whatever. But just let us know, because we can only have, I think, a maximum of 12 people. I still have to go like reserve the spots. I hope that it's not taken already. It's also supposed to rain and be 85 degrees out, so it's going to be wild. No clue what's happening. But normally it would have happened this weekend. Like, it's usually the weekend of my birthday. And this weekend I postponed it a week. As my dear friend Pee-wee was going to Disneyland. And so I was like, all right, as long as everybody can do it the week later, we can all like do this. And it is currently 95 every day here. Like this weekend, we're in a heat wave. So it would have been really rough if it was yesterday doing the Billy Joe Travis. Like, I wouldn't look forward to that.
Well, that's why when you started off talking about us being in World War III, it's like, well, we're already in like the bowels of hell right now. It's just like how disgustingly hot it is. But I mean, it's another one of those things. It's just complaining about weather yearly in Chicago. I mean, we always do it like we don't fucking know it's coming back next year. So
yeah. And for those of you who are in the Billy Joe Travis, my goal was to get some new shirts for this year. Well, it didn't happen exactly the way that I wanted it to happen, but I think it's actually going to turn out even better than originally planned. Because originally I was just going to get a specific design. I think I showed you the design, Goff.
You may have. Oh, yeah, you did. You know what? I thought you sent that out to everyone. I didn't know that was an exclusive for me.
No, I think it was just you who saw it. And everybody's going to get a chance to see it. So what I did was I created another merch page.
No.
Now, this other merch page,
so everyone can just buy their own shirt.
It's going to be a merch page just separately for like my own stuff, so that it doesn't like intermingle with this podcast. So you're going to be able to find Egg Roll Willie shirts, my old band.
That's amazing.
You're going to find some 1 Minute Records stuff, which used to be the record label that I did many, many years ago.
So are you just yourself? Are you just making new shit? Like just for the heck of it? I mean, like, or are you actually like finding
stuff.
Oh, wow.
Like my old logos and stuff like that. I was like, oh, I want that on a shirt. So I'm going to put it on and I'm going to buy it. I'm not looking to sell any of it. But then in doing this, I realized I can have like 4 or 5 Billy Joe Travis designs, right? And so everyone who's golfing in the Billy Joe Travis, I'm getting them a shirt regardless. So now you can pick which design you want, which color shirt you want. Do you want it on a thin shirt or like a thicker cotton shirt?
Yeah.
So I'm going to set that up and, like let everybody pick what kind of shirt and what colors they want. And then I'll just order something for everybody. It turns out to be cheaper than the original plan that I had. And like we all get a better, we get a choice at a shirt. So if you're going to be golfing.
Doesn't this help you out too, though? Because if it's your store, you buy it and you're still getting like kind of a percentage of that, aren't you? Don't you get like a buck or two? No, because
I'm going to peek behind the curtain. I'm going to be buying the samples of all of it. So I'm literally paying just like what they charge me. So, I mean, I could pay more and then just get that money back. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, like I didn't know. I thought that's how you had to do it the way I was talking about. But if not, then yeah, whatever.
Yes.
Fine, bro.
So I don't know like what the deal is with the samples and stuff like that. I don't know if you have a certain amount of them. I may have to purchase them at the price that I set. But I will say this: our shirts on sasaandgoffmerch.com, they're $12.50 plus shipping and handling.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good.
You find another shirt for $12.50.
Wait, that's plus shipping, or I'm sorry, not include. How much is shipping?
I have no clue. Probably like $7 or $8, I would guess.
Okay.
So it's going to be around $20 for a shirt, regardless. But it's not $20 plus shipping, which would be even crazier.
No, it's a great deal for the shirts.
Sweatshirts for like $21, a hoodie for like $25. They're still way more than I would like to, but they are better than I think everybody else is doing. The world is just ripping each other off. By the way, I'm going to have more shirts coming up on my own merch page. One says everything is a scam. One says, I don't know. Just I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to make as many shirt possibilities as possible.
Can I jump in on your T-shirt biz?
I would love it. You want to give me some, if you need a Citizens of Pawnee shirt, hop on in.
Ooh, that's a great idea, and I probably am going to take you up on that, my friend. I'll send you a graphic
rollerblading? Well, I guess we could do you rollerblading on the Sasha and Goff merch store. But you know what I'm saying? Anything that you have to do, anything you want to do, we can do that stuff in either direction. So if you're in the Billy Joe Travis, keep in mind you're going to be getting a message from me, and you're going to have to like pick shirt colors and all that kind of stuff. Another thing from last week's episode when we did brackets and buckets last week, you brought up an excellent bracket of 80s and 90s TV shows that we kind of like haven't really talked about, and one of them was Parker
fun.
Lewis. Yeah, Parker Lewis Can't Lose, which a lot of people, I mean, the world is talking about Parker Lewis now. So I was looking for DVDs or streaming of it. It doesn't stream anywhere. And the DVDs, like it's like $50-$60 per season, and I didn't even find the last season. I think there's only 3 or 4 seasons of it. But we were talking about the principal in that show, and her name is Melanie Chardoff. So she was in Parker Lewis Can't Lose. I also found out, I didn't know this before, she was the voice of Dee Dee Pickles, the mom in Rugrats on Nickelodeon. Oh, wow. Just thought that was an interesting fact. Also, Suge reached out. Turns out I've met Suge before. He's been holding back this information for 52 weeks or whatever.
Suge's one of those guys, like when I met him, it turned out we had a few friends in common. You know, it was just weird, small world type stuff. But then, he told me you guys were kind of messaging back and forth, and he mentioned that, and I was like, what the fuck? All right.
Yeah, and he said we were at a bar, and all of the Goffs were there. And I was like, yeah, that checks out, but when? Like,
when was one? This? I believe he's talking, it was my mom's 50th, I think, or
I think so, too, at that one bar off of Army Trail over there.
Yeah, I believe it was that time. Yeah, he was there for that. But he was saying you were wearing a leather jacket, so I believe he was talking to Wabbage. But I think you were still there.
Okay, well,
because I have never seen you wearing leather, and I'm pretty sure you don't. Yeah, okay, because I was just like, no, I don't even think Sasha had like a phase where he was a leather daddy.
No, but it's coming soon. But me and John, I think we went up there together that day too. Like, because John lives right by me. I'm pretty sure we went up there at the same time or whatever. But yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
And then he also said that he was at that Limp Bizkit Kid Rock Stain show that me and Tony were at, which I was like, this is worlds colliding over here.
Apparently, I'm the only person who wasn't at that show.
And for those who weren't listening to last week's show, producer Tony, our dear friend, left us a voicemail, a drunk voicemail about going to that show. So just check back there. We got 2 voicemails this week. Nice. I'm going to play them. I have not listened to them, so
neither have I. I see when they come in, but I leave them for you. So because I feel like it's one of those things where, like, if I click on it, I feel like you're not going to get it. So I don't hear these either. All right.
So here's the first one.
Hey guys, my name is John Murray, a.k.a. The Bear. Just want to say you guys are awesome. Love the podcast. First time caller, long time listener. Woo!
Hell yeah.
That's our dear friend The Bear. Thank you, The Bear, for leaving that. Please leave us way more.
Johnny, is that his name? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Okay, because I... Sorry,
it also like says the text of, you know, like it tries to read the voicemail so that you don't have to listen to it, so you can just read it. And it says, "Hey guys, my name is Jennifer." Didn't do a great job.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, Johnny, thank you for calling, man. That's awesome. Or should I call you Bear?
Yeah, thank you for the kind words. And also, this is one from our dear friend Giuseppe in Milan. We'll see how this turns out. Did you listen last week? Could you hear the voicemails?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good.
Hey guys, this is Giuseppe in Milan leaving a voicemail. Actually, I just wanted to test out to see if my Italian phone would connect to Google Voice, because I've never called the Google Voice number with my Italian phone, and I guess I'm confirming that it's working. I just want to say, enjoying the show, great job. Although I do have a question for you both, and that is, are you guys mad at me at all, by chance? Because I've sent in emails, I've commented on YouTube posts, and previously those got some action during the show, but now I feel like I have to resort to leaving voicemails in order to get some attention during your guys' show. So just want to know, are we cool? All good? You guys mad at me, or what's going on? Just checking it. Love the show, guys. Take it easy.
Thank you for listening, Giuseppe. Thank you for the voicemail. I feel like we read the voicemail, the emails that he sent in, unless I didn't see something.
See, I'm not even doing this as I'm not deflecting, but like I kind of feel like you are the guy who reads the messages on this show. So it's So Giuseppe, blame Sasha for this one. But no, I mean, like I'll get a text message every once in a while from like Sugar Elf or something. Like if it's important to the show, I'll bring it up, but it's usually just like, hey, that line was funny or something like that. Though Elf did send me a picture yesterday, like a TikTok video or something about glizzies, and he did say this is for Sasha. I don't know why he didn't text the show, but it was pretty damn funny. But anyway, yeah, that's you bet you got some explaining to do, man.
That's on me. I wish I would have listened to this voicemail before this episode, because then I could have searched to see what I am missing. But yeah, keep the messages and stuff coming. I will get better at that, I promise. I do a good job, I think, of answering the YouTube stuff, but maybe I'm missing some stuff there. So yeah, my apologies. And congratulations that your phone is able to call Google phone
yes,
numbers.
You can call Google MEAT.
Yeah. All right, well, that's all I got in my checklist. Anything you got going on this week, Goff?
Yeah, you know what's kind of funny?
Skiggly you got going on in your world?
Skiggly! Hell yeah, I knew this word's going to come around. But anyway, no, it's funny, actually. You talked about, what was it? Dottie Pickles? Was that the name? I think Dee Dee Pickles, okay. Admittedly, I wasn't a huge Rugrats fan. I watched it here and there, know the characters. But anyway, so we talked about pickleball like many episodes back. I don't know, probably early on. Oh, and by the way, dude, when this episode releases, we're like 2 days away from our 1 year anniversary. So that's kind of cool. So I guess technically this, of dating and of meeting. But yeah, no, our first episode came out the 26th of June. And this one will come out like the 24th. So anyway, happy birthday, my friend. Okay, anyway, back to Dee Dee Pickles. So we talked about pickleball. I may have mentioned there was a pickleball like arena being built by my house, or it's like not an arena, but like part of a strip mall. They're just making like a little pickleball court inside. It's called the Pickler. I don't know why it just bugs me so much. Okay, yeah, that's right. You drive that route. I mean, like, does this not seem like a place that's going to do 5 to 7 years? You know, for some lewd social media comments or something like that.
They used to call me the Pickler as well.
Yeah, but, that's what I thought of you, actually. That's why I was just like, wait a minute, why do I keep thinking about Sasha? But yeah, still with pickleball, man. I mean, it's still, and I'm seeing more videos on social media. It's getting, I don't know. We talked about it then, and I don't know why. I don't know why I'm bringing up pickleball.
I have an idea for us here. Pickleball, pretty weird, right? Not the coolest thing in the world. Kind of like rollerblading.
Right.
I think we combine them. We should do a video of us playing pickleball while rollerblading. Pickleblading.
New game, dude. So besides us bringing back all of the 90s alternative bands, we're going to start a new sport called pickleblading.
Yeah, it'll be in the X Games. Do they still do the X Games?
They do. They did take rollerblading out. but we could get it back in with pickle blading. So,
That's a shame.
one other thing. I have to confirm. So the concert we are going to in a couple weeks, Strung Out Death by Stereo and Counterpunch. Papa Goff is coming with. My dad has confirmed. Yeah. Elf from Melmac texted our group the other day and said, I got Dad a ticket. So he's coming with us, and we'll see how that goes. He came with us to the last Warp Tour. And he's a tough son of a bitch. It was raining the entire day, and he was just partying. So
I'm looking forward to that.
See.
I haven't seen him in a long time. I don't know when the last time I saw him was. And honestly, like, I'm not the biggest Strung Out or Death by Stereo fan. And then Counterpunch got added, and I was like, oh, this adds intrigue for me. Like, I'd like to see them. And also, like, my cousin Nick's going to be in town. You're going. And then just a bunch of other people I know are also going. And so I was like, all right, this is going to be great. I'm going for, like, the people and for Counterpunch, and I may leave after Counterpunch.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited. And I'm going to do my best to get your dad to, like, record something on my phone that we could play on this podcast.
Oh, you don't even have to do your best. I mean, just remember. So I guess if that's doing
that
your
is my
best, just
best,
remembering
yeah.
it, because, yeah, he'd love to do it. He totally will. So, yeah, no, that's all I got. So,
okay, sounds good. That means it's time for thumbs up, thumbs down. Talking about the stuff that we've been putting in our bodies this week. Ew. We're talking about art and media and stuff like that. I'll start off with something that I'm continuing from last week. So last week I told you that I finished Alf, right? Season 4. It ended on a cliffhanger.
Oh, the movie.
And then Project Alf is the movie that picks up where the TV show left off. And so I watched Project Alf, and shout out to Megan, who reminded me that I wanted to watch Project Alf. Because I was in between watching, like, I was going to watch The Producers, which I don't think I would like. I think it's a musical, but I've heard enough people talk about it that I was like, I'm going to either try that or a TV show that, by the way, we didn't talk about. We've never talked about on this show, I don't think. Chris Elliott, Get a Life.
I honestly, like, I was gonna put that on the thing, but I didn't think it. I don't know. I just didn't feel like it was sitcom-y enough, maybe family-ish enough. But yeah, great show. Yeah, with Brian Doyle Murray, right?
I believe so. Yeah, I have. He's like a 30-year-old paperboy. Chris Elliott is a 30-year-old paperboy, and hilarity ensues. It's like 40 episodes. I have the complete series on DVD, and so I went to ask Megan if she wanted to watch it. Because, like, if she wants to watch something, then I'll wait so we can both watch it. And if not, then I'll just watch it on my own time. And she wanted to watch it, so I was like, all right, I guess I'll watch The Producers or whatever. And she was like, why don't you watch Project Elf? And I was like, yeah. So I threw all the DVDs that I was holding. Yeah, DVDs. And then
just chucked them.
And then I went to watch Project Elf. And Project Elf, now Elf, the TV show, I think I gave you a 6 out of 10 overall for the Elf TV show. Project Elf, I'm going 8.5 out of 10. This was a fantastic movie. It was 1995, so it was like 5 years after the show went off the air. There were, kind of updated humor for the mid-90s. There was like a Don't Ask, Don't Tell military reference. Alf was kidnapped in this movie. Tremendous movie. And listen to these cameos, these people who were in the movie. The first guy who showed up, I was like, I know who this is, but I don't know what he's from. And then it turned out that was like the day after me and you were talking about the TV shows. The guy's name was Marty. He was in Home Improvement. He was Al's brother. Not Al. Tim Allen's brother in Home Improvement, if you remember.
No.
Obviously,
I remember the show. I don't remember the guy, though.
Yeah, I will send you a picture, and you will be like, oh, yeah, I totally forgot that guy was in the show. So he's like the main character of Project Elf.
Okay.
And then Ed Begley Jr.
Yep. Yeah,
he was in
Sitwell from Arrested Development. Yep, Stan Sitwell.
He's in this, and I don't want to say what happens to him in case you're going to watch Project Elf, but it is hilarious. There is death, I should say, in Project Elf. There are deaths. Martin Sheen is like the main bad guy in this movie. And Mac, Charles Robinson from Night Court, also in this movie.
Okay.
So a star-studded cast, hilarious movie. I loved it. I absolutely loved it, and it put closure on the entire Alf series. So if you watch Alf seasons 1 through 4, make sure you finish it up with Project Alf.
I did just look up
that,
Marty Taylor, by the way, so yeah, I totally know who you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. He's someone that you probably haven't thought about since you watched Home Improvement.
Since I probably saw Project Elf.
Yeah. Besides that, I also watched possibly my new favorite comedian. His name is Drew Dunn, Dunn. He has a Don't Tell comedy special. It's called Positive Stuff on YouTube. It's a 30-minute special. This guy is hilarious. I've been watching some of his clips and stuff for a couple months at this point, and I started following him on Instagram, and I'm like, next time he comes to Chicago, I want to go see him. He's like, there's a lot of different types of comedy, and you can go so many different ways or whatever. This guy's comedy is like right up my alley. Like everything he talks about is hilarious. He does like impressions of stuff as well too, which is he does like an AI impression. I don't know. You got to check out Drew Dunn. I think he's awesome, and yeah, this 30-minute special is really good. And then shout out, and this is our dear friend Matt Dusing, who he's Croatian, so you don't want to shout him out too much. You can only shout him out halfway.
Yeah.
But I didn't know this, but he makes music still, which is, I love it, being older.
That's great.
And, and so he has something on Spotify. It's called Incognito Arcade. And it's him playing, like, electronic. This is his words, because I was listening to it, and I was like, what type of music is this? Like, I don't know how to describe this. So he said electronic, ambient, experimental trip-hop. And it's all music. And I listened to it, and I liked it. I mean, like, okay. I told him he's got 2 albums of stuff out, and I went through all of them. I listened to them, and I sent him my favorite songs, and it's worth listening. It's just like cool. There was like really good driving songs. I was driving when I was listening to it, and they were just kind of like head bobbing and driving stuff. So wanted to mention that. And then
How did you find out about that? Like, I haven't talked to Matt in a very long time, but I mean, even on social media, like, I haven't seen anything like that unless I'm just not, maybe I don't, I think I follow Matt on at least one page or two.
I don't think he, like, he doesn't plug anything. It's not, like, something that he's pushing out to people, I don't believe. But we were talking, I don't know if he messaged me about something. I don't remember exactly how the conversation started.
That's awesome.
It started out as like an Instagram message. We were just talking, and then he said something about like he does this this stuff that he put on Spotify, whatever. Just like downplaying it. And I was like, oh, well, what is it? I want to listen.
Yeah.
Let me hear it. Oh, he was asking me, oddly enough, about 1-minute records. He goes, do you still do 1-minute record stuff?
Oh, hell
for whatever reason. I was like, no, I don't. But and he was like, yeah, I do this stuff on the side. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So we were talking a little bit about that.
What is it called one more time?
Incognito Arcade.
Okay.
And then the last thing, I watched this because I want to say Alfred Melmack actually brought this up, but it may have been you. I watched a Disney movie this weekend as well. And way out of my wheelhouse, but it's something that was like on the back of my mind that I wanted to see this because I heard it was sad and whatever.
Is it Up?
It is Up, yeah.
Okay, I have not seen it. That must have been Elf.
Okay, so Up, I watched it, and definitely sad.
Okay.
If you want to just watch the sad part, you can just watch the first 10 minutes. It hits you more when you're like older, like us. After the 10 minutes, I was kind of like, I don't want to watch the rest of this because I don't need to watch a Pixar movie. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I stuck with it, and I'm glad I did. It was a good movie. It was a very good movie overall, and I was like, wow, this is actually... I'm surprised that it was so good, and also I'm surprised that this is a children's movie. Like, this is a rated PG movie or whatever. Mm-hmm. But there's some like really sad stuff in here, and it's just I was thinking, like, if I saw this as a kid, I don't know if I'd be a better person now or, like, a worse person. Like, I don't know if I would be emotionally hurt from it or, like, if I would be, like, better, like, I don't know, emotionally or what. Like, it was just, like, a sad, like, first 10 minutes.
Did you watch it
You don't
alone?
have to watch. Yeah. And, the tears were not flowing, but... It was definitely like, oh man, this is really sad. This is a sad first 10 minutes of the movie, but like a nice sad, if that makes sense. So I don't know. Shout out.
Callie's laying on the couch next to you with her stomach all cut up, and she's like, "Pussy."
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But yeah, Alpha Melmac. If that was you who said that for us to watch that, good recommendation, good movie, and just you don't have to watch the whole movie if you just want to catch the sad part. You can watch the first 10 minutes and you'll know when it's over. You're like, oh, okay, all right. So I don't want to talk more about it. Maybe you want to watch it. So that's it. That's all I got for this week. So thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up to all of it.
Woo! Lots of thumbs up. Good stuff. I got 2 thumbs up. First one's very quick. Have you had sweet tart ropes? Now this isn't like a licorice, not to be confused with like a licorice rope. These are just like, they're like, I don't know, 10 inches maybe, like the ones that are just, it's like filled with, so I don't know.
I got a 10
Before I keep doing lewd. Yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're getting a lot of lewdness. Anyway, sweet tart ropes are fucking great. Also, you know what?
I like them. They're good. Have you had gummy nerds?
The cluster ones?
Yeah, the cluster things?
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's crack.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
That is the best stuff of all time.
It is. When I started my new position with my new job, like one of the guys, I realized he brings, he gets like his family buys. Yes, there you go. His family buys them from Costco. They buy like the 3-pound bags. So he'll bring them in when they get down to like a pound, and yeah, it's bad stuff. And then I just thought of this right now actually because do you have a rank 'em this week? 4?
I don't.
By any chance? Okay, I got one for you. We're doing M&Ms. Okay.
Okay.
We're doing regular M&Ms, so just the brown bag. We're doing peanut M&Ms. We're doing peanut butter M&Ms, and then we're doing the caramel ones.
Ooh.
Okay.
You want to go first?
Yeah. All right, so the caramel ones are on the bottom. Peanut butter. Actually, I think it's the way that I said it, just reverse. Peanut butter would be third. Peanuts would be second, and then regular is first.
Yeah, this is
kind of lame.
I have the same one, the same exact thing.
Okay. I just thought of this right now because I know we didn't do a top 4 last week and we're trying to have fun segments. So anyway, that was off the top of my head literally right now. Other thing, did you watch Tires Season 2 yet?
I'm about halfway through. I haven't finished it.
Okay, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about that. I'm not going to spoil anything for you or anyone else. Yeah. No, I just want to talk a little bit about like the season in general. The first thing that kind of, like I did like a little snicker because if you watch season 1 of Tires, it's only 6 episodes. It's very funny. And then season 2 came out. They got twice as many episodes. They got 12. And you can see right off the bat when John Lovitz is in an episode, it's just like, okay, they've got money or they've got sponsorship or anything. And it's like, So that's one of the things that, and it doesn't bother me at all because I'm very happy for them, but you can't help but notice like Vince Vaughn was in an episode, and it's like, what I do like seeing though is, and you saw it a little bit in the first season with Andrew Schultz being in it. So it's like, obviously that's one of his like comedian, like bro buddies. But like in season 2, and you haven't gotten there yet, and I'm sorry, I got to spoil this one thing, Sasha. Your boy Ron White is in an episode. So that's pretty fucking sweet. Yeah. So like when I saw him, I was like, Sasha's going to love this. Joe DeRosa is in a couple episodes.
I saw him in one, yeah.
Yeah, and then, so I just, my only problem with this, though, is I think it's too much now. Like, based on I mean, 6 episodes is nothing. So, I mean, even like 10, I think would have been okay because this season, I think there's a lot of stuff that's just like, there's a lot of meandering. They gave Shane a girlfriend, kind of, in this season, and then, like, you're kind of like, I don't even know if I care about this character. She's just kind of annoying. And then one thing I think I realized about this show is that Shane is probably the best and worst thing about the show. Because he's obviously the funniest character. The show is written for him. However, he is also just like a petulant child that you just like, he's so unlikable at times. Not like Tom Haverford on Parks and Rec where you're just like, wow, this guy's a piece of shit. It's just like Shane's character is petty and you just get tired of it sometimes. Also, his dad in this season, Thomas Hayden Church, I got to change that, actually. I think he's my favorite thing about this season. I think he's fantastic. I just love that character. He's great.
I'm pretty sure that when we talked about Wings recently, I mentioned Lowell, and you said, who is that?
Yep. that's Thomas Hayden Church.
Lowell. That's your favorite person is Lowell.
Well, we mixed them up because I was talking about Steven Weber, and I don't know anything about Wings except that he was in it. So I think when I looked up Lowell, I was like, oh, it's Thomas Hayden Church. And then he showed up in Tires season 2. So,
Megan tried listening to that Steven Weber read It audio book.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask how that was going.
I think she got maybe like 15 hours through, and then I think she had to give up because he was doing like impressions of people or something like that, and she's like, I'm just not
Let's
into
just say
this
he
anymore.
does a lot of impressions of Southern people in like the 50s. So,
Okay.
yeah, but you know, he's reading a book. I mean, he's just doing a really good job.
Going back to Tires, one thing that I really did notice, like when we started watching it, was that you said, there's more episodes this season than there were in the first season, and my first thought was like, oh, that's not gonna be good. And like I'm halfway through, and I kind of know the feeling that you're talking about, where it's kind of like it's not really dragging, but it's a little bit dragging, and you would prefer it if it was 6, because then you put the whole story into 6. You cut out the stuff that is dragging. I was watching I always talk about Barry on HBO. I think that show's perfect. They did 8 episodes a season. They were all half-hour episode shows, and like you know what you're getting, and it's like the perfect. I think it's 4 seasons. It's just the perfect amount of, in my opinion, the perfect show. You know, when shows go 9 seasons and they've got 26 episodes each season, it's like Jesus Christ. By the way, that's exactly Drew Carey's numbers. I'm going to shoot myself if I don't finish Drew Carey soon. Like, it's too much Drew Carey.
Well, that's why a lot of the stuff now, a lot of these streamers and whatnot, I mean, for instance, like just Tires, like we're talking about, I'm pretty sure Shane Gill, and then the other guy, Steve Gerben, I think his name is, he plays Will, the manager. They're like the creators, writers, all this stuff. I mean, I think a lot of that to them is also to Netflix. Like, listen, this is how many shows we're going to give you. Like, it's now Netflix
thing.
doesn't.
It's all
yeah. Now Netflix isn't. I know they're not in the business anymore of matching like ABC and NBC, and it's like, yeah, we need 25 episodes. Let's go. It's like, no, just how about 10? 10 sounds good. Let's do 10. But even those 12 episodes, 22 minutes or however long they are, they fly. They really fly. So like you said, it's like even if you're watching an episode where it's just like, this is just filler, it's still like, all right, it's funny enough, and it's just, they're whipping right through. But
half-hour shows, that's the sweet spot, man. Those 22 minutes, like, because if you're not digging an episode, it's almost done, right? You can move on.
That's right. Right when you start, it's almost done. So that's a good thing. But yeah, Tires season 2, I would definitely say, if you like season 1, you're gonna like this season. I think I do like season 1 a little bit more, just because again, I think less was better. I like the cameos, and I like the expanded cast. And in one episode, when I saw a McDonald's in the background, I was like, holy shit. It's like, man, they did it. They made it. But anyway. So Tires and Sweet Tart Ropes. Thumbs up, thumbs up. All right, so let's...
And that takes us to our top 3, which we have not even mentioned this entire episode. Because,
we weren't sure if we were going to do it, to be honest.
Yeah, we are going to do this week's top 3. Now, do you have a bottom 3 as well, or just the top 3?
I do have a bottom 3. If you don't have one, that's okay. I can...
I do.
I don't know.
I do.
Okay. Oh, hey, what about... I don't know. I mean, I think we're doing okay on time. Yeah, you missed one from last week.
I know. That's what I was going to ask you. Do you want me to do the bonus?
Yeah, you can do that. Go ahead.
All right. So
I mean,
this week's top and bottom three, we're going to be doing our top three bargain stores, discount stores, whatever you want to call them, value stores. I don't know how else to describe them. It's a weird one, but stick with us. I think it's going to turn out okay. When I started thinking about it, I was like, oh, okay. So we'll do top and bottom three of those. And then last week we were doing top three brushes with greatness. Thank you to Giuseppe. I think we thanked him last week, but I'll thank him again.
Yeah, I thanked him last week too, and apparently he's still not happy. He is not happy. Maybe it's because I said apparently I think it was him instead of just giving the defiant it was him.
Well, I should say thank you, Giuseppe. We appreciate it.
Yes,
as you can tell, we're struggling for for topics here as we go top three bargain stores. So brushes with greatness was last week, and I didn't get to my brushes with greatness. Now, I talked about the people brushes with greatness, but I didn't talk events. And I had three sporting events that were just to me, watching greatness that I wanted to go through, and I'll go through them quickly so that we can go to our stores. But my number three was a DePaul-Pittsburgh basketball game in 2012. So I used to be a DePaul season ticket holder back in the day for the men's basketball team. And they've been bad for a long, long time. And that's why you could get season tickets for $100. And it was beautiful. It was excellent. We would just go. We would drink. I don't even remember most of the games. But there was one game where they played Pitt, who I believe was maybe number 4 in the country at that time. And DePaul ended up actually beating them, a huge, massive upset. And in a drunken stupor, all the kids, the college kids, I was not a college kid at the time. I was an old man at the time. It was 2012. I was 30 or whatever. Yeah. All the kids started storming the court.
You got to do that?
And I hopped. Oh. Not everybody in my group did it. I don't remember who did, but I know I was definitely in. I hopped the thing, and I stormed the court with the children, and we were eating glizzies. We were just double-fisting glizzies.
Hell yeah.
It was awesome. And
everyone, make sure you check the YouTube when he said we're double-fisting glizzies and just watch what he just did with his hands.
What are you talking about? One with ketchup, one with mustard.
Woo! That's awesome, though, man. I want to be a part of a good court storming. Well, and I don't mean awesome. The federal court. I mean a basketball court.
I've loved college basketball since I was a kid. I used to watch it to go to sleep when I was in 7th grade. I'd fall asleep to Hawaii versus Fresno State or whatever. It's just I was always.
I love that you say Hawaii because yes, those games were always on at 11 p.m.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that because of their football team.
And another thing is, they used to sell pictures to these DePaul games too. They had a photographer or whatever, and so they captured photos of this. And I actually bought one. Above your head where you normally sit in here, there is a picture of the court storming with the ticket of that game. So next time you come over, to check out the court storming or whatever. Yeah. But it was fun times back then, and it's the only time I ever got to storm a court. And it was thanks to DePaul being a poor team, beating a number 4 ranked, or maybe number 2 ranked. I don't remember what they were, Pittsburgh. My number 2 greatness that I witnessed live was Game 4 of the 2009. I don't know if it was first round or second round game, but it was Chicago Bulls versus the Boston Celtics. And this was Derrick Rose, Ben Gordon, Kirk Heinrich, Joakim Noah, Luol Deng, Noach. I mean, this was a special team at a special time. And so this was the playoffs. Like I said, Game 4. I think the Bulls were down 2-1. It was tied in regular game or whatever. And Derrick Rose missed a shot, so it ended up going to overtime. And in overtime, Ben Gordon hit this three-pointer that I remember where I was sitting. I remember when it left his hands. I remember when it went in, how the building just exploded. Everybody exploded. And that shot made it go to a second overtime game, which I believe the Bulls ended up winning by 4 or 5. and they went to 7 games in that series and lost to the Celtics, who were like, I mean, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, that great team, Paul Pierce.
Oh, yeah.
But that was just like a great Bulls team and just an amazing thing to see live. I've never seen something like that live, which brings me to my number one greatness, which I'm going to ask you, which sport do you think I saw the greatest feat that I've ever witnessed with my own eyes? Because I'm a basketball and I'm a soccer guy.
Yeah, so I mean, like, based on the way you're asking the question, though, I guess it's probably going to be something like hockey. I don't know. I mean, unless you're just literally going for one of the two obvious ones.
Baseball.
Okay, all right.
What if I told you baseball?
Yeah, I mean, like, based on the way you started the question, I knew it was going to be something different. But all right, baseball.
Went to a White Sox game.
Okay.
This has nothing to do with playoff White Sox, by the way. So this is not a championship run. This is not, like any of that stuff. But it was around that time. This was 2003, actually, 2 years before they won.
Okay.
So I got to watch Bartolo Colon was pitching. And they were playing the San Francisco Giants with Barry Bonds, who's my favorite baseball player.
Of course he is.
Besides Jermaine Dye. But I love Barry
well.
Bonds. I think he should be he should be the only one in the Hall of Fame. They should get rid of everybody and just put Barry Bonds and Pete Rose and nobody else, because the rest of them, they don't deserve it. Babe Ruth,
what about Roger Clemens?
Get him out of here. What about who?
Roger Clemens. We could throw him in there, too.
I don't like him. He's out.
He's one of the good guys.
We'll save one spot for Dwayne Wise if he still plays baseball. But anyways, so Barry Bonds, Bartolo Colon. Bartolo Colon struck him out 3 times in that game. He was 0 for 3.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody in the stadium was telling... Barry Bonds came up for the 4th time, and everybody in the stadium was like, do not pitch to this man. He's clearly going to hit a home run at this point. He has not hit one. He hits them every 2 at-bats or whatever. He's due.
Yeah.
And he hit a home run that I don't remember if they took the lead with that or if it was a game-tying home run. But I was in right field, and I just watched it sail, and it kind of went to like center right, I think, or maybe center field. And just to watch my favorite player hit that when everybody in the stadium knew it was coming was absolutely one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. And just the disappointment in the crowd.
Yeah.
And then I believe the Giants ended up winning that game on a grand slam as well. So, like, just to add to the White Sox getting crushed, that had nothing to do with it. I cheer for the White Sox, but, like, that was just greatness. Just watching greatness happen. That's one thing that I always remember.
Well, I never saw Barry Bonds play. I mean, just the fact that you can say you got to see him play, I mean, that's pretty awesome. Yeah. So,
all right, so that takes us to our top and bottom bargain stores. Let's start with the top 3. Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
Yeah, you know what? I will start off. Okay, so this one does not exist anymore. And by the way, yeah, I'm doing some from the past and some current ones. Now, this is the OG GameStop, and it is Funkoland. Do you remember Funkoland?
Wow. Yeah, I was a big Funko head.
Yeah, hell yeah. So Funkoland actually was, kind of over by your parents, kind of in that area there. So, yeah, if you're, I guess most of the people listening right now probably shopped at Funkoland as well. But anyway, Funkoland, like I said, it was before GameStop now. Funkoland was the first one to start, buying your games and then selling you discount games back. But what I loved about Funkoland was they had this big, like, cardboard or, like, construction paper almost, paper thing that there was just a stack of them right by the front door, and you would walk in and you would grab that and it just said Nintendo. It would have all the games listed on there, how much they'll give you for it and how much it costs to buy. Sega Genesis, whatever. So I just love that that's what the menu was. Everything now, I mean, you just pull out your phone and do it. This was like literally just like one side, front and back, but I mean like the smallest font possible just so they could get everything on there. And yeah, it was amazing. I mean, like they had the little TVs with the games where you could go in and play. I mean, like before they started doing that at like Walmart and all the, the big chain stores just to test out stuff. Yeah, Funkoland. I think that's where we got Mortal Kombat, actually, which was one of my favorite games of all time. I believe we turned in like 4 or 5 games. We traded them in so we could get Mortal Kombat 1. So, yeah, man, Funkoland.
Nice. Good choice. And I totally forgot about that like little newspaper thing or whatever.
Yeah,
it's
you
weird
remember
because
that,
it's
though?
like, how often do you think they were printing those? Was it like once a month? Because now it's like every day things can change or whatever.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think they that's a good point. Yeah, I thought you meant more so like with just how many they had to print for customers, and I was like, well, I think people put them back when they were done looking. But no, you're right. Yeah, as far as having to print them out. So that's my number 3.
My number 3 is going to be a store that I don't know if a lot of people know about it, but it's called Ollie's. There's a bunch of them here in the northwest suburbs of Chicago or whatever. This is kind of like a when a business has way too many Rice Krispie treats or whatever, this place buys a pallet of them and then they sell them. What do you call it? Like overstock and bargain stuff and whatever. And they don't have a consistent stream of. I mean, like you can pretty much find, let's say, 70% of the same stuff there all the time. But there's like a rotating, just anything that they find that is discount, they'll bring it in. And then all of a sudden you have 200 Ric Flair figures, wrestling figures that you're like, okay, I guess they're $3 a piece. Should I buy these and try to resell them? Are they not worth anything?
Not even just reselling, but it's like, other stores that we'll probably talk about, so I won't say them by name, but it's like, my mom has texted me like, hey, they got these here for $5, and it's like, just get me a couple because, they're not going to have them next week when I go in there.
Yeah. Yeah, and they have, like, food. They have, like, household items. You can buy, like, tiling, like, tile floors for your house. So they have clothes. Like, they have a little bit of everything. And it's a relatively new store. I think within the past couple of years it's been here. But yeah, I stop there every once in a while and get some stuff. So number 3 for me is Ollie's. Okay,
number 2 for me. This one, like, I felt kind of weird putting it because, like, I just kind of a gross store, just or at least the one I used to shop at. But Dollar General. I know that's like a very, I'm not even just throwing them all in there like Dollar Tree and all that stuff. I'm saying like Dollar General specifically. So when I still lived with my parents and for a while, for mistakes I made, didn't have a driver's license, so I was doing a lot of walking. So anyway, there was a Dollar General right by my parents' house where I used to live. And so it just kind of got me by it a lot. Just because they do, I mean, you hear like Dollar General and it's like, oh, it's all dollar stuff. It's like, well, not really, because like they do sell name brand stuff for like a couple bucks more, but it's still cheaper than like you know what I mean? And those stores are so like kind of like what I was talking about before. You might find like a lawn ornament that's like one of those, it's solar powered or something. And it's like, oh, there's 3 of these and they're great and they're only $4. So it's just like, what the hell? I'll grab a few of those. I dollar stores are always pretty good. It's just they're, I don't know. It's not even like a, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I mean, like they're just not well kept places. So that's the only thing that sucks about them.
In England, do you know what the dollar store is called?
I do not.
It's called Pound Town.
Nice.
So that's like, don't go with like your family. Don't bring your family to Pound Town.
Wow. Okay, that's good.
That's that. I mean, that's a joke that's been probably told a million times. But
it took me a while, like not until you said pound, that I'm just like, oh yeah, that's what their dollar is.
Yeah.
I got nothing. All right, what's your number 2?
There's a comedian whose name I'm forgetting. Like he was British and he used to say that joke all the time, and I just found it amazing. But he talked about bringing his sister to Pound Town. I was like, that's hilarious. My number 2, I was actually there today. This is a store that is in Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg, Illinois. It's called Primark. Now Primark, this is a UK store. They do sell stuff that's like a little bit more expensive or whatever, but they have cheap clothes. Like I bought shorts for like $7. You can buy underwear for like $2. You can't find you can't find these prices anywhere, or you're buying like really cheap, crappy stuff. This stuff happens to be good. I buy a lot of my hoodies from this place, and then I make my mom sew patches on them so that I have like hoodies that other people don't have. I love Primark. Great prices, fantastic place, huge, massive store, men's and women's clothing, kids' clothing, all that kind of stuff. And relatively new, I would say, in the past couple of years as well. So that's my number 2.
I guess I don't go to Woodfield very often at all, but no, I've never even heard of that. So my number 1 is, and this is actually the one that I was walking out of when I thought of this idea to do these stores, TJ Maxx, which I think I've spent more money in line at TJ, like just because of all the trinkets and all that shit, because you got to go through like basically like an S every time.
Yeah, TJ Maxx does that. Marshall's does that. There's a bunch of stores that are like that. Burlington Coat Factory does that as well.
And it's obviously it's not like this is anything new. It's not like this is revolutionizing the game. I mean, like supermarkets do this with candy. They just put it last second stuff. But I mean, it's amazing when you're just like, holy shit, that phone car charger loading dock thing looks amazing. And I've bought so much crap from there that I've just been duped into buying because it looks good. And it's terrible stuff. But I mean, the clothes, you can't beat the clothes, like just the deals and like all that. And I mean, like there was places, I remember Value City was like one of the first ones I ever went to. And I remember they had a lot more clothing with like stains on them and shit and like obvious holes and stuff like that. Like, and like when you're buying it from like a one of those department stores, the tags that they used to have on the clothing, like that would still be on there. So it's like you're getting a great discount, but you're either going to have to fuck up the purse or it's going to have ink all over it. So, but yeah, TJ Maxx, also a great place to get white elephant type stuff for the holidays, because they always have the really nice looking small like billiards tables and stuff that you're like, hell yeah, that's got to be like $50, and it's like, nah, it's $13.99. And you realize it after you get it. But yeah, no, TJ Maxx, and then even Home Goods, which is like an extension of that. There's always a Home Goods either attached to it or whatnot. Just for furniture. The only thing is, like, Joni will go to these stores and she'll come home with a random pillow that we can't find the match to, and it's just like, all right, well, that one is cool. Or like a wicker basket, like an unbranded one that you can't find the match for, and it's like, all right, so.
I'm not going to lie, I am a little bit surprised by your TJ Maxx at number 1.
Yeah,
not in a bad way, just in a surprising way, yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't, like, so I'll just do my, or why don't you do your number 1 actually, and then we'll get the potent notables. I was going to do mine first, but go ahead.
My number 1 is Half Price Books.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, this is like one of my favorite stores. It's a bookstore that also sells records and DVDs and everything, and it's all like, I mean, it's more expensive than it was. It used to be even better prices, but the prices are still pretty good for a lot of stuff, and they have hard to find stuff. It's kind of like going to an old school record store. It's kind of like going to an old school used bookstore, and it's all in one. So I spend a lot of time there. They have a clearance section where like all their stuff is like $2. It's like, yeah, you could find stuff constantly in there. And then I buy it for $2, and then I throw it in the street because it's so cheap that I can just do what I feel.
Damn right.
Show my wealth off,
Books just biodegrade,
that's my number 1.
Perfect. No, you know what? Half price books is awesome too, just because of all the toys and like video game shit they sell too.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's just true. It is. You're totally right. It's like, yeah, it's a good. You can spend a lot of time in there. But you know what? You just did your one, so why don't you do your potent notables? You got any?
Potent notables. I don't know if you've ever heard of this store, Sierra. It's like
it's right by my house. Yeah, I have not been in it though.
Oh, it's
I think
great
Joni
store.
went there.
David
once.
Spade is the spokesman for it, which is good enough.
I think I remember
but
that.
But it's supposed to be like an outdoorsy type store, and they have like jackets and clothing and whatever, but it's like a lot cheaper than if you were to go to a like Nordstrom or one of those like regular stores to buy it. There's a lot of stuff in there is like $14, $15. They do have stuff that's more expensive too. They got shoes. They have mountain climbing crap and tents.
So they have
and workout
they have
stuff
like
and
They have like actual name brand stuff, right? So they have like Eddie Bauer and what? Okay,
yeah,
this is
yeah.
cheaper.
Every brand, Under Armour and Nike and all kinds of stuff, and they're constantly just like putting new stuff in there. They don't keep like restocking what they have. It's kind of the same thing. It's like they buy older stuff that doesn't sell anymore at Nordstrom. Like it's out of year or whatever, out of season.
Yeah.
So they buy that stuff and they have it until it's gone, and then whatever. It's just cheaper. That's a store I like going to. Five Below is another one that's kind of like almost Dollar General-ish.
Yeah.
Where it's a little bit more expensive, like they have things in there like headphones. I buy Bluetooth headphones from there because they're like $8 and they last me at least a year or whatever. So Five Below, and they got candy. You can get all the sweet ropes that you want.
Nice.
Swaporama, the flea market. Can't go wrong at the flea market. I love Swaporama. I've been going since I was like 6 years old. I don't know if that counts as a bargain store, but I was just
absolutely. Totally does.
And then Big Lots. I don't know if they even exist anymore, but that used to be kind of like it's almost similar to Ollie's a little bit. Is what Big Lots was. And then they got into furniture and stuff, and I don't know what they were doing. And then the last one, Disc Replay. I remember buying when I was young, I used to buy like Nirvana bootleg CDs from there, and then it turned into DVDs, video game, everything. There's still
the
one that's in like
Labyrinth
Downers Grove. Yeah, I bought a Labyrinth VHS for $30 and sold it for $1,000. I'll never stop talking about that. The greatest investment I've ever made in my life, probably. Yeah, so that's all I got.
All right, cool. So for my potent notables, besides, I'll tack on all the ones you said as well. I've got, here's another deep pull for you, a discount pharmacy. Remember Farmore?
Oh, yeah. I just brought that up to Megan, and she was like, I have no clue what you're talking about. I'm like,
oh, my God.
Unless you've been to Farmore, and Service Merchandise was the other one.
Service Merchandise, hell yeah, was another one. But like, I think the Farmore, there was one, that was another one that was kind of over in that Funko Land area, correct?
Right by it, yeah.
I remember, it was about the size of probably like what Walgreens is now, I would say. But I just remember, and it's like, my parents bought me like an anglerfish T-shirt because I remember because it was like $2.99, and I was like because it was like terrifying. Those are the ones with the huge teeth with like the fucking light bulb that hangs from their head, the ones that are like in the depths of hell ocean. Anyway, I saw the T-shirt and I was like, I really wanted it, and it was like $3, and I remember like after like 2 washes, it was just nothing, because that's why it was $2. Anyway, so Farmore, and then I got to throw out Aldi, a store that we talk about weekly on this show. I remember like when Aldi was new, and the whole thing with the shopping carts, which was just like at first it was like, oh my God, that's so cheap, that's so like tacky, and it's like it's fucking brilliant, and like them and then I guess Costco is another one I was gonna say, like just like the places that started saying it's like bring your own bags, it's like bring your own shit.
I was gonna
ask
like, you because I've never been to Sam's Club or Costco, like I don't know. I don't know those places.
Okay.
But Aldi is definitely one I go. I've never used the cart. I know the cart situation, but I've never purchased the cart. I always do the hack where you go in and you find an empty box, and then you just carry all of it in the empty box so that you don't have to buy a bag or find a quarter for the shopping cart. I never buy a bunch of stuff at Aldi. It's just enough to like get me through the day.
Yeah, that's how Sam's and Costco are. Same exact thing. Like you can find gigantic boxes and carry all the shit around like that. All right, cool. What do you got for your bottoms?
All right, bottom 3. My number 3 is Walmart. I don't know if this counts, but they got cheap crap and they got
totally
weird
counts.
People. And I try to avoid it at all costs. There was one time they had Little Debbie's ice cream when it was debuting, like all the different flavors of Little Debbie's stuff, exclusively at Walmart. And Megan refused to go, and I was like, all right, I'll take one for the team. I'm going in there. And it was like 4 cents for a pint of ice cream or whatever it was, because Walmart's cheap. But I had to go through a bunch of people who probably love going to Disney or whatever. Like, it's just a horrible place. I don't ever want to go to Walmart again.
All right, well, I'm just
number 3.
I'll just keep it going then. And I hate to throw Walmart in here because like we grocery shop there a lot. We do Joni does like the weekly pickup orders though. So that's what like Walmart is cheap. They're cheap, and you can get so much shit there, but yes, it is just everything else, and like I hate to shit on them because like I said, we shop there so much. But yeah, when I actually have to go in the store and it's just like, God, this sucks. I feel like there's always, I mean like, whenever we're waiting for our groceries too, there is always some shady shit going down. I know it because there's always like a guy with a gold chain walking car to car and leaning in all the... It's not even like drug dealing. I feel like it's like all the Walmart employees are on their break at the same time. And this is like the cool guy and everyone's like, dude, fucking leave me alone and let me eat. But anyway, yeah, Walmart, just a lot of weird shit always going on. So that's my number 3 too.
My number 2 is Savers. It is a thrift store, and
okay.
I used to love going to Savers back in the day, but they've raised their prices so much, and it's also kind of a skeezy. Like you feel skiggly when you go in there. You feel like gross, and it's just, I don't know. I feel like it used to be better, and then it's gotten significantly worse over the years. I don't even go in. I don't go there anymore. I've officially stopped. I've been there enough times where I don't find anything. And it's, if I do, it's like way overpriced. They had VHS tapes for like $5. I'm like, it's 2025, and I don't know. I'm just, it's not for me. Not for me.
It's kind of like, and this isn't my number 2, but I mean, like I was out garage sailing yesterday, and like we've obviously, you had a podcast about this. We've talked about this many, many times, and it's just like us as the consumer being mad that we don't like prices, because like when I'm at a garage sale and a guy tells me how much it is, and it's like, you're never gonna fucking sell that thing. But it's like, but there's also that kind of like, dude, this is a garage sale. I'm sorry, man. People aren't here to spend $200 on a video game, you know? It's like,
yeah, anytime somebody's like, you know how much that is in the store? I'm like, well,
yeah,
I'm not at the store. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like, or telling me how much money they paid for it. And it's like, yeah, but you're trying to sell it now. Anyway, all right, so my number 2, and that's, you know what, kind of close to what you said with Savers. I just wrote down estate sales. These have always been like the bane of my garage sailing. I love going out and doing it, but yeah, there's something about estate sales, even if I'm really like fiending for something. If I see an estate sale sign, 9 out of 10, I'm just going to drive right past. I just don't like getting out. I don't like it's not like I don't like the rules in there, but I don't like how a lot of times nothing is marked, and then you got to walk all the way up there, and then you feel like an asshole when it's too expensive and you don't want to buy it, you know? Most of these people aren't going to dicker with you because it's not their stuff, you know, so it's like it's already priced in. Yeah, I don't know. I just, like, estate sales can be very obnoxious too when it's like super crowded, and but yeah, so yeah.
And I wonder if your number 1 is the same as my number 1. It is Goodwill. Get it out of here.
Nah.
Goodwill stinks. Goodwill used to be good, and now it stinks. They've raised prices on everything, which, okay, raise prices, whatever. Prices everywhere are through the roof. I understand that kind of stuff. But a lot of times it doesn't even make sense, like the pricing that they're doing over there. At least try and be consistent with it if you're going to do it. And then you go to the front counter and then they ask you to round up. Do you want to round up? No, I don't want to round up. You're a for-profit company. I'm not paying for your CEO's $1.3 million bonus at the end of the year. And they try to make you feel bad about it. Like, you know, like, oh, you're helping us. I'm not helping you. I'm helping rich people get richer. And, yeah. Goodwill has gone way downhill for me. I haven't been in a long time.
Well, that's, yeah. And like for anyone who hasn't been there, and I don't think Goodwill's the only place that does it, but yeah, they ask you to round up, and it's like, what are you rounding up for? Oh, well, it's so we can help. It's like, so you can help us basically pay to get new employees, you know, so it's like, why the fuck do I have to pay for you to hire new employees? It's the dumbest thing. You look on their walls and it's like, because of your donations, you helped Ricky get a job. And it's like, just fucking hire the guy. Why do I have to do, you know? But yeah, so Goodwill,
literally, people are like going there and giving you all of their stuff for free. And then you're selling it for profit, not
and then asking for extra money on top of that. So we can hire more people.
Me off.
Yeah, top me off, yeah. All right, now my number one, and this is a weird one too because I don't really even mean any disrespect to it, but I think as a kid, this was always the one that was seared in my mind as like the ultimate, like, oh my God, I don't want to shop here because it's embarrassing. Payless. Like the name is the thing right there. And like I said, nothing against it, but like as a kid, it's like, there was a lot of us, so we didn't always get to go like to the super nice places. So it's like I always had like, it's like, no, I don't want to go to Payless again. It's like, and so like when the money, I have to say when the money started coming in, but as we got older and it's just like we were able to get like nicer things and whatnot, it was just like, man, it's like I don't ever want to do that. Which, by the way, did you ever see that reel a couple years back where they did this on purpose? It was like a prank. They actually took a Payless shoe store and they called it like Pelosi or like Pelesi, something like nice in Italian. They just changed the name, literally kept the same exact like inventory, and then opened it up like with the grand opening, and people were paying like thousands of dollars for Payless shoes.
Wow.
No, it was hysterical. And then that was the joke at the end, because you've got all these like snooty people, like they're at an art show, like talking about, oh my God, the heel on this one, this is pure and then at the end they told them it's like, this is Payless, and it's like just seeing all these people feel so fucking dumb, it was great. And then I just had one potent notable. I don't even know if this one counts because I don't even think it's a discount store. It's more of a specialty store, but it's Trader Joe's. Again, Trader Joe's is probably more expensive, so it doesn't count, but for whatever reason, I thought of this as like that kind of, I don't know. But Trader Joe's to me, like whenever I hear it, I just kind of roll my eyes. Because that's the place where everyone's like, oh, they've got the best this and oh, they've got the best that. But it's like, yeah, but everything else sucks. Like, I don't... it's like, oh, their buffalo dip for the Super Bowl is fantastic, and it's like, it's all right, I guess, but Trader Joe's is like a snooty place that I just don't think sells very good food. That's changing the subject, but I just wanted to shit on Trader Joe's.
I think I like Trader Joe's. Like, I think Megan gets stuff from there occasionally, and it's usually pretty good. I don't really go in there. But I remember a couple weeks ago I was talking about how Adidas and Puma were like brothers who like couldn't get along, so that the guy started Puma and like they have their own separate companies. I feel like Trader Joe's is that way with Aldi for some reason.
I believe that's that. I think they're actually like it's like a sister company.
Okay.
So I think that they're like the same family. Yeah. Sister Aldi and sister TJ. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any potent notables, so that is it. That is our top 3 and bottom 3 bargain stores, whatever you want to call them. Also, breaking news, as we are finishing this podcast, the Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Indiana Pacers by 12.
Woo!
Spoiler alert, if you were VHS taping that game, I apologize ahead of time. On next week's episode, we are going to be doing our top 3 commercials.
Hell yeah.
For sure, we're going to do top 3 commercials. We are looking for recommendations on other stuff commercial related, because bottom 3 commercials is kind of weird because like all commercials suck.
If it's not I mean, and not to step on your toes here, but yeah, guys, throughout the week, if you can think of stuff, I mean, like this could be fun. Like we could read yours off, and like even if you want to send in some, because commercials are fantastic, and I have a feeling this is going to be a lot more than just the top 3. So, because we were trying to figure out maybe how to specify this a little more, but I don't know. So maybe next week when we start the show, we might tell you what we're top 3 this kind of commercial. But either way, it's going to be commercials.
Yeah, commercials, or if you have any ideas for something commercial related. We were also thinking kind of like TV commercial jingles. But I don't know. There's so much out there. So give us some topics that are commercial related. Call them in if you want. 1-727-266-6469. That's 1-SASHA-666 for 69. Or go to sasaandgoffmerch.com and buy a shirt. If you don't feel like giving us any sort of topic, then just give us your money.
Be defiant.
And congrats to OKC, and we will see you guys next week.
Later.